See that crazy little dog right there? Well, that's my dog Bailey, and she's the best Goldendoodle in the whole world. At least I think she is. She's what people call a mixed breed, and I decided to write my legend about how dogs just like her came into the world. So sit back and listen to my story about how the Goldendoodle came to be. How the Goldendoodle Came to Be, inspired by Bailey the dog. Written and illustrated by Alicia Christian. One day, a noble poodle was strolling through the park with his owner. The poodle usually walked alongside his master without a care in the world. But on this day, this fateful day, he had something on his mind. The noble poodle started to think about his life and what he was missing. He knew that he wanted to have a happy dog family of his own someday, but there was a big problem. Even though he would find himself dreaming of little puppies playing in the yard, the noble poodle knew exactly why his dream was not yet a reality. You see, the problem with poodles is many people think that they are too proud, especially the girl poodles. On this day, this fateful day, the noble poodle came to realize that people are probably right. The reason he did not have a family of his own was because all the girl poodles that he ever met were always so incredibly vain. "Oh, my fur looks just perfect," the girl poodles would boast as they gazed for hours into anything that showed their own reflection. "No, thank you," they would say to the scraps that were offered to them from their master's dinner table. "I eat only the most expensive bones," they would often brag. The noble poodle was just that. He was very noble. Yes, he came for what most people would call the right side of the tracks. He was very well mannered, and chivalry was something that he did not ignore. The noble poodle, although it seemed like he had everything anyone could ever want, yearned for something more. Yes, he wanted to have a family of his own, but even more than that, he wanted to find a companion who simply enjoyed life and liked to have fun. On this very same day, this fateful day, a beautiful carefree retriever was strolling through the park with her owner. She too, like the noble poodle, had something on her mind. The carefree retriever was always joyful and excited. She genuinely loved life, just like a dog was meant to do. But she wanted something more. The carefree retriever started to think about her life and what she was missing. She knew that she wanted to have a happy dog family of her own someday, but there was a big problem. Even though she would find herself dreaming of little puppies playing in the yard, the carefree retriever knew exactly why her dream was not yet a reality. You see, the problem with retrievers is many people think that they are too thoughtless, especially the boy retrievers. On this day, this fateful day, the carefree retriever came to realize that people are probably right. The reason she did not have a family of her own was because all the boy retrievers that she ever met were always so incredibly careless. "We don't care about how others feel just as long as we are having fun," the boy retrievers would declare. "Not a chance," they would say to the girl poodles any time that the ladies wanted to have a serious conversation. The carefree retriever was just that. She was very carefree. She was not concerned with what others thought about her. Whether it was her appearance or the words that she said, she was always confident. Yes, she loved to have fun and genuinely enjoyed life. The carefree retriever, although it seemed like she was completely satisfied with her life, always dreamed of something wonderful. Yes, she wanted to have a family of her own, but even more than that, she wanted a companion who would respect her and take the time to simply talk with her every once in a while. Well, it just so happened that on this day, this fateful day, the carefree retriever decided to go for a swim in the pond. She frolicked around in the water, and she did not care that her fur was all tangled and she was sopping wet. She was having fun, and she did not care what anybody else thought of her. While the retriever was enjoying her swim, the noble poodle was passing by the pond, and as the retriever took a giant leap into the water, Splash! It was then, in that moment, on that fateful day, that the noble poodle and the carefree retriever first laid eyes on one another. "I'm sorry for splashing you," the retriever said to the poodle, and as he gazed at her with water dripping from her knotted fur, he knew he had found the fun-loving companion that he had been looking for so long. "Oh, do not worry about it," the poodle respectfully said back to the retriever, and it was as her apology was so earnestly and graciously accepted that she knew she had found the clear-headed companion of whom she had only ever dreamt. Ever since that day, that fateful day when the poodle first met the retriever, there have been puppies brought into the world. Puppies with the curly coat of the noble poodle and the fun-loving attitude of the carefree retriever. And that, dear reader, is how the Goldendoodle came to be.